Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll find out what's in store for this year's National Night Out, which our own Vernon Hills Police Department will host on Tuesday, August 5th at Hartman Park. We'll run down the fun that is planned for Summer Celebration, which opens on July 17th at Century Park. We'll check in with Clark Mosquito Control, which is the organization that helps Vernon Hills and many other communities handle mosquito abatement. We'll stop by one of our newer local restaurants, 8-Piece, which is located on Route 45 in the Town Center complex. We'll enjoy highlights from this year's Vernon Hills pageant, which was held on June 21st at the Vernon Hills Park District Sullivan Center. Thank you for tuning in to the Vernon Hills Update.
Well, we are at Hartman Park off Oakwood Road on one of the most beautiful days of the summer so far. We're with Kim Christensen of the Vernon Hills Police Department. I think you'd agree it's a great place to be out here today, right?
Let's play some volleyball.
Yeah, there you go.
It's beautiful out today.
Let's talk about why we are out here, Kim. It's coming up with National Night Out. Tell people what that is. For the people that know, just mark your calendar. But for the rest of you, this is a great opportunity.
National Night Out is an evening of fun. This is the 19th year for National Night Out. It's been around for 19 years. It's sponsored by the National Association of Town Watch, and it's the first Tuesday of every August. This year it falls on August 5th, and our event is from 4 to 8 p.m. here at Hartman Park on Oakwood Road.
And it is, let's say this loud and proud, free. Everything's free.
Everything is free, absolutely free. We've got a lot of stuff for families. It's a fun time for families and kids especially. Last year we had, I think, 1,300 hot dogs and hamburgers got served, 600 ice cream bars. There's things for the kids to play in. There's inflatable things so they can jump around, have a good time. We have volleyball tournament.
Talk about volleyball, yeah, because that's one of the big draws. Now, is it like cops versus firemen, or what do you got going?
No, we have a police team, hopefully maybe 2 police teams, because it's still in the planning stages right now as we're filming this. But I've got some other teams lined up from the community, and hopefully we'll get the police officers and the employees from the police department to play some best of 3 matches with some of these other teams. It depends how many employees we get and how we can structure it. But we have a good time. Everybody comes out, gets some volleyball, we give out medals, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, we should call out anybody who wants to do that. They should really think about getting a team together and getting a hold of you then. So, like, we've got the Vernon Hills boys volleyball team champions. They might have to spot you 15 points so you can stay competitive. But there are kids
14 on a game to 15 maybe. But it's a time for our guys to get together and have a lot of fun, and the public enjoys it a lot, and so it's a good time.
Okay, sounds good. And as we said, it's all free, thanks to a lot of sponsors that you have locally. You've got some national sponsors that join in, because this goes all around the nation, like, thousands of communities, but you've got local ones.
Yeah, it's a national program. I think last year there were 35 million people in 12,000 towns or something like that. Last year in Vernon Hills, we had about between 1,000 and 1,200 people actually showing up for this. Like I said, we ripped through like 1,200 or 1,300 hamburgers and hot dogs and just as many buns and snacks. And we went through 940 cans of pop last year, I think it was, and about 1,000 water. So it is a big deal. We do have a lot of corporate people, local sponsors. Target always helps us out. A to Z Entertainment comes out with some of their stuff. Record a Hit helps us with things. Countryside Fire comes out with their water, their spray, water cannon sprinkler to help. If it's a hot day like this, the kids can run through it and have a good time. It's a great.
That's what's nice about this community. We've got so many corporations around, and people who are related to those corporations, they always make sure they help everybody out. So.
Absolutely. It's almost impossible to do without them. You call them up and say, we're going to do it again. And they know year after year, they know the event's the first Tuesday in August. And fortunately, we can always count on them to help us out.
Well, and let's come back. So it's that first Tuesday night in August. It's all free. And really the goal of it is to make that community partnership, make our community accessible, make sure they know the police and everybody's working together.
Well, sure, that's what it is, to form a better partnership. We, as a police department, I think we've got a wonderful relationship with the residents of Vernon Hills. And when National Night Out was started 19, 20 years ago, it started locally on such a small scale, where we hand out light timers or something to the first 100 people. And then it just grew and it grew and it grew, where it's just a way to knock down maybe what few barriers might exist now between the police and the public. And they can come out and, little kids say, is that a police officer playing volleyball? And holy cow,
he's my helper now.
He's a human being too.
Exactly. So it's great fun for all ages. You don't have to have kids to come out and enjoy it. All ages come on out, and that's that first Tuesday of the month. Well, now let's catch up on some other just business out of the police department. Did you have some news about the website? Have you got some information posted there?
Well, the website, it's maybe not news, but there's a new page created not too long ago where we have like current scams, and it's pretty much linked to the website of the Federal Trade Commission. And what we try to do is every so often we'll take, if there's a timely scam out there, whether it's a new twist on a phone call or something like that, we'll try to put the information up there, and it's called Current Scams. So I think it's worth residents checking out from time to time, just see how maybe a scam artist who will be looking at what's currently national news, or another way that they could take advantage of people. And I try to highlight things like that. We try to highlight things like that on this page. So it might be worth checking out from time to time. If you don't already visit the police website, you should, because there's a lot of stuff on there. You can really find out everything that's going on with the police department.
Well, and you can, you can get a vacation house watch. You can do all those kinds of things there's just a lot to do.
There's information about vacations, and now it's summer. There's a vacation tip. We explain on the page how to get a house watch. There's safe and secure ways of doing that. But certainly there's tips that people might forget since the last time they were on vacation about, oh my gosh, oh, you're right. Let's call the police, or oh, maybe I should stop the mail, and things like that. So there's a lot of good, timely information on the website. If people want to know what's going on in the police department, that's a way to find out.
It is a great site. And let's talk about one more thing. I know that you have been reminding us since way before the first of the year. There was a law that went into effect on January 1 that you're not to be talking with a handheld phone and driving in your car, or in your car, even if you're at a stoplight, whatever. You're supposed to not be touching your phone. You're supposed to be hands-free. Can you remind everybody of that?
I think you just did a pretty good job of that. Absolutely. It's been a law since January 1st, and we all still see it. And I think it's because we're all creatures of habit. Tough habits are hard to break. But it's something that agencies all across the state are enforcing it more and more and more. And I hate to see anybody suddenly, find out that they're looking at a ticket, which is going to cost a couple bucks, when all it takes is just put it down. We all see it. So please, try to condition yourself not to use that handheld cell phone anymore.
And you can get if you don't connect in your car, you can get a Bluetooth hookup. I know people have been going to Best Buy. It's a great birthday present for somebody, and just get her done. So.
Absolutely,
okay.
Get it done.
I know it's a concern, so we'll have to remember that. So, well, thanks for your time, Kim. Thanks to everybody who puts on National Night Out.
Can I interject one more thing? As long as I know you're seeing this in August, but in September. You'll see this in July, but in 2 months, September 13th and 14th, is our annual law enforcement exhibition at the mall, Hawthorne Center, Westfield Hawthorne. Saturday and Sunday, September 13th and 14th, all day long. Still in the process of planning it, but it's scheduled, it's on the board, and there's going to be a lot of police agencies represented. It's going to be a good time.
That is a lot of police come in there. You guys organize it, and then everybody just comes in with all their equipment, and it is quite a deal.
It's a pretty big extravaganza. The mall looks forward to it every year, and so do we.
Excellent. So that's all those things you can put on your calendar.
Mark it on the calendar.
Yeah, mark it on the calendar. So go to the website, come out on that first Tuesday for National Night Out. Be ready for the Law Enforcement Expo, and thanks for your time, Kim.
My pleasure. We'll see everybody Tuesday, August 5th, 4 to 8 p.m. right here at Hartman Park.
Here's your reminder to be sure to attend this year's Vernon Hills Summer Celebration. This year's event will take place from Thursday, July 17th through Sunday, July 20th at beautiful Century Park. Along with the many rides, games, children's activities, and food vendors, there will be plenty of free musical entertainment taking to the stage. On Thursday, July 17th at 7 p.m., King by Friday kicks things off. This upbeat band performs many original songs along with several covers and is sure to put on a great show with their electric stage presence. The evening will also include a fireworks display taking place at approximately 9:30 p.m. at Century Park. On Friday, July 18th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., Mike and Joe and Modern Day Romeos take to the Century Park stage. Mike and Joe bring back their alternative and modern rock band, playing songs from the 90s through today. Mike and Joe is always a fan favorite and is one of the most watched cover bands in the Midwest. Modern Day Romeos bring the most fun and high energy show you can experience, with Motown classics, rock jams, your favorites from the 80s, 90s, and the top pop, dance, and rock songs. Then on Saturday, July 19th at 7 p.m., enjoy the music from The Farm. This country music trio brings their solid vocal harmony to Century Park. And then at 9 p.m. on Saturday, July 19th, it's Sister Hazel making their first ever appearance at Summer Celebration. With hits like All For You and Change Your Mind, this is one Summer Celebration concert you don't want to miss. That brings us to the final day. On Sunday, July 20th at 6 p.m., Kaleidoscope Eyes, an acoustic Beatles tribute band, closes out Summer Celebration. Vernon Hills Summer Celebration takes place Thursday, July 17th through Sunday, July 20th at Century Park. For more information, call 847-367-3700 or visit www.vernonhills.org. We hope to see everyone out at this year's Summer Celebration.
Well, since it is summer, it's time to talk to George Ballas. He's our local and most friendly entomologist, the best guy we know to talk about mosquitoes from Clark, which is the company that does our mosquito abatement here in town, and for a lot of other communities. George, time to talk mosquitoes, and I'm assuming we're going to have them.
Well, it's been a very wet end of June here and a very wet spring, so we are going to see an increase in the number of particularly floodwater mosquitoes as we start the beginning of June.
Okay, now when we talk about floodwater and then there's the dry, there's all kinds of mosquitoes. What are the ones you worry about the most?
Well, we have 38 different species in Lake County. The two that we worry about the most are the floodwater mosquitoes, which cause the most quality of life issues. Those are the mosquitoes that come out in large numbers after floods. And then the Culex group of mosquitoes, which are the mosquitoes that carry West Nile virus.
Okay, so that's but how many? You said 38 kinds?
38 different types of mosquitoes.
That's about 38 too many kinds. So and so let's remind people of what you do for Clark. Clark does for us here in Vernon Hills and for most of the other communities. What's your process?
Well, primarily it's a larval control and surveillance program. So we monitor traps to determine what types of mosquitoes in the area. We actually go out and check standing water sites to see if they're breeding mosquitoes, and if they are, then they are treated. And we also treat the storm drains using bicycles now to actually control the breeding, which is in the underground waterways. And then we do timely adult mosquito control about 4 times during the season to control the adult mosquito populations.
Okay, and when we talk that timely mosquito control, that's when we see, usually in the early evening, the trucks go through. We kind of hear them go through.
Most people, when they think about mosquito controls, only think about the trucks. But we actually use helicopters to treat very large wetlands during the day where those mosquitoes are breeding as well. So most people thinking about the trucks, but a lot of other services that are ongoing.
And the bikes are neat. You brought those out a few years ago, and that's a really environmentally friendly way of getting things done. So.
It actually is much more efficient than using the trucks. No use of gas, and it's probably the first job that we actually fill each year because of people wanting to be out in the environment, especially on a nice sunny day like today.
Yeah, so healthy for everybody, not a lot of fun. So, and when we talk about the materials you use, I know there's more information on your website about how you go about doing it, but you have tested all your material and all the things you're using for treatments. It's healthy and safe.
Yeah, all the products are EPA approved for use in residential and recreation areas, and that includes both the control into the waterways as well as the airborne during the spraying.
And I know what you've said to me me before is you're more worried that the mosquito can do more damage and has more health issues than the treatment, for sure.
Yeah, and we're starting to see that in other areas of the world as well, with chikungunya expanding. But West Nile virus is the virus that we're most worried about here in Vernon Hills.
Okay, let's talk about those diseases. So West Nile is one of those things we have to watch for, and it's every year it hits a few people, and that's when you see the birds down and things like that. We can learn more from CDC on that.
Yeah, the West Nile virus is really a bird and mosquito virus, and what happens is that virus becomes so high in the levels of mosquitoes and in the birds that it starts to go into what we would call dead-end hosts, which include horses and humans and other animals. And so West Nile virus, generally we start to see that during the month of July. When this story will be coming out, we'll start to see more West Nile virus positive mosquito samples, and then human cases which would emerge during the month of August and September.
So now tell me about this other disease, though. I know you've been going on some of the major Chicago media to talk about some other diseases, which we haven't seen here, but give us those words.
Well, we have a new virus in this area, which is called chikungunya virus, which has been found in the Caribbean. There's about 170,000 cases right now confirmed or suspected. So we're seeing some localized cases in the state of Florida as well. We're not foreseeing that coming to Vernon Hills in the next year or so, but it is something that's emerging, just like West Nile virus emerged in the United States in 1999.
Okay, so you guys are keeping an eye on that.
Yep.
That's good to know. Keep an eye on all that stuff, and that doesn't sound like it's going to be a fun one either. And when it comes to, you're taking care of things kind of on a corporate level for the whole the whole community. Remind us what we should be doing or could be doing to protect our family.
Well, the first thing is really tip and toss. So tip over anything that holds standing water, or recycle. That's the better word for that now, for anything that would be an artificial container in your backyard. We see a lot of pots where people have been planting through the spring here. It's been very wet, and those fill up with standing water. Mosquitoes will breed there. Clean out your gutters, actions like that, but also take personal protection measures like wearing repellents.
Okay.
So if you wear a repellent when you're out, when mosquitoes are most active during the evening hours.
Okay, and tell us what the repellents are that you like to look for the ingredients.
Well, the CDC recommends 4 different repellents. DEET-based repellents, which is kind of the traditional repellent, comes in a lot of different formulation. Picaridin-based repellents, oil of lemon eucalyptus repellents, and IR35 repellents.
Okay, so those are the things to look for. And you said they're in different formulations, so if you want something a little lighter, and you've also said too, you just stay out in the early evening, don't go outside then.
Yeah, and it's always hard to say long sleeves, long pants, but during those very cool evenings you can go to that avenue as well.
Well, and I know you've told us in the past that a lot of times mosquitoes don't travel very far.
Yep.
So if you take care of the mosquitoes in your area, there's things you can do even your own yards.
Yeah, if you can get rid of that standing water, mosquitoes would rather not fly very long distances to get their next meal, and those female mosquitoes need that blood so that they can lay their next generation of eggs in the same areas.
So again, that tip and toss.
Tip and toss
spray.
Exactly. It used to be tip and toss, but tip and recycle now is probably, again, the better way to go with that.
And we are politically correct, if nothing else, here in Vernon Hills. Well, thank you very much for the help. There's more information online from Clark.
Yep.
And you have a lot of websites. You can go to the CDC, you can give a call, and I know you guys are a wealth of information every year.
And we do have a hotline. If anyone wants to be notified prior to any applications, adult mosquito control applications, they can call 1-800-942-2555. That will also allow people to notify us of stagnant water that will stay for 3 to 5 days, which normally would not be in their yard or in their area.
Okay, just something to watch out for. Like if it's sitting there, you guys can come take care of that.
Absolutely. That's
Absolutely.
Just, they can reach out to that number and we'll be able to get someone out here to take a look at it.
Great. Well, thank you for your help. Keep us mosquito free as best you can. We appreciate it. And have a good summer.
Thank you, Lynn.
Well, when it comes to summertime dining, nothing like fresh, fast, easy, and even a little al fresco dining, which is what you can get when you come to 8 Piece, which is a restaurant over on Route 45 in Milwaukee in the town center complex. It's facing right out onto Route 45. And we're with June Kim, who's one of the managers over here at 8 Piece. And thanks for taking a minute today to talk to us about the day we're here. It's not the most al fresco kind of day,
Right.
but you've got a great business over here.
Absolutely.
Tell us how, you haven't been here that long because the whole complex hasn't been, but how long have you had it open?
It's about 2.5 years. We opened pretty much along with the complex before any of the other restaurants came in. But yeah, so it's been about 2.5 years. And you know, it's absolutely a great area.
That was my next question. How did you, are you familiar with the area, or how did you decide Vernon Hills?
The owner is originally from Vernon Hills. Okay. I am familiar with the area. I don't live too far from here. But I mean, it's just a great area. I mean, I've visited here a lot, ate in a lot of these restaurants around here, and so I'm pretty familiar. So yeah, it's definitely one of the top picks that we want to be in.
Well, I was going to say, if anybody's like me, especially when it gets hot, we're not doing a lot of cooking if we can help it. So this is a great place to be, because it's really what I've seen come through your line right now. Very fresh, a lot of light fare that's probably good for you. Tell us about your kind of like your vision for this place. What's this about?
It's exactly that. We try to keep it as healthy as you can get, with a minimal price and fresh, made-to-order food that you're not sitting down waiting for 30 minutes to be finished. Although on busy days we are trying to pump it out as fast as we can, you might have to wait a little bit, but it's definitely all made to order.
Well, yes, I was going to say made to order, so it's not like you've got like some rolls stacked up. Right. You make them fresh how everybody wants them right when they get here.
Exactly.
So tell us about your menu, because you do have some things on there that are like, you can call for exactly that thing, but you can make your own. Explain that process.
Yeah, like our customers, when you first come in, I've never been here before, it's going to take you 2 or 3 times to get used to everything. But we do have our signature rolls, which are already predetermined. They're not pre-made, but predetermined. What goes inside, what goes on top, how it's finished. And then we do have the customized, the create your own section, which is my favorite. Customers come in and they decide what goes inside, what goes on top, what kind of sauce we use to finish it off with, and that's really what gets people to come in.
Well, and talk about the ingredients, because I see, the fish and the things like that, so you can go vegetarian, or what kind of things can I pick?
Absolutely. We do try to stay friendly to our vegan, vegetarian customers. We have several different types of fish along with vegetables, that you can just pair up exactly how you want it. If you want something completely vegetable to completely meaty and fish, just however you want. We try to
I saw some salads and some soups too.
So. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Miso soup, standard soup that almost every sushi place has. Salads, yeah, we do. Got like a spicy tuna salad, seaweed salad, our house salads, which is completely vegetables, with our house ginger lime dressing, which is delicious. So
I should probably ask before we go any further. 8-piece. What does 8-piece mean? Is that?
It's your standard 8-piece roll. Okay. So yep, all our rolls are cut to 8 pieces. We do get requests to cut them a little bit smaller because they are a little big. So, but yeah, it's just.
Oh, so I can request a 10-piece if I want
10,
it.
we try to max it at 10. Otherwise, you might have them flying away in the wind.
Okay, all right, I gotcha. Well, and tell me too. We've got the outdoor dining. You've got eating in. We've just seen some people take away. So is that something you can call ahead for?
Yeah, we absolutely get a lot of to-go calls. We also work with Grubhub, which is a website who also specialize in to-go orders. We do have a small outside seating, and as you can see, it's not that much tables, but exactly, our main business is our lunch business, where people come in, get out, or they'll just call it in ahead of time and then take it back to the office or to eat it real quick.
Well, it's a really interesting place. It's a neat concept. It's fresh. It's family friendly. Obviously, yes. We can see that. So, and what's one of the favorite things you like to eat? What's something you would cook up? Like, tell me what you would call for right now.
Our most popular topping is our crunch flour topping.
What is that?
It's got tempura flakes, green onions, masago, which is little fish eggs, mixed in with like a sweet and spicy sauce.
And you call that what?
Our crunch flour.
Crunch?
Yes, that is definitely by far our most popular topping and my favorite. So I would put that on top of anything.
Okay, so so give us what you could come in and say so that you could come in and act like a pro. Tell me what
our
you
signature roll, 8-piece roll, named after this restaurant, has the California roll, which is your basic crab meat, avocado, cucumber, topped with our crunch flour topping.
Okay.
Yeah, and then drizzled with some sweet and spicy sauce. That is very popular. Call in, 8-piece roll, and then you're good to go.
You're good to go. Do it, and you can do it online too.
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you for the time today, and enjoy the weather, because this is like 8-piece weather, I think.
Why
coming.
not?
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. So thank you, and good luck to everything, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
such a great job representing Vernon Hills this year. Haley, you have more energy than I have seen from anyone your age in a really long time. I am certain we're going to see you back here, right? And at all our events. You want to take your final walk? It was a wonderful, wonderful year of service. You were a great role model. Take your final walk. Wonderfully, wonderfully proud of you. Great year of service, great win at Miss Lake County, and best of luck to you as you leave us and go off to Miami of Ohio. But I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of Kelly.
Please take your final walk as Miss Vernon Hills. Little Miss Vernon Hills, second runner-up, goes to contestant number 1, Ariel Glock. Congratulations. Little Miss Vernon Hills' first runner-up goes to contestant number 4, Victoria Berta. All right, are we all ready to find out who our new queen is? And now your new Little Miss Vernon Hills 2014 goes to contestant number 3, Annabella Fisher. All right, your Junior Miss Vernon Hills second runner-up goes to contestant number 3, Jessica Lackey. Congratulations, Jessica. Your Junior Miss Vernon Hills first runner-up goes to contestant number 1, Madeline Gutierrez. All right, are we all ready to find out who's going to be sitting next to Annabelle over there? All right, your new Junior Miss Vernon Hills goes to contestant number 2, Cassidy Rash. Cassidy, please take your first walk as our new queen. Miss Vernon Hills' second runner-up goes to contestant number 4, Courtney Kerps. Miss Vernon Hills' first runner-up goes to contestant number 3, Alina Berta. All right. Your new Miss Vernon Hills goes to contestant number 2, Bree Anthony. Congratulations, Bree. Please take your first new walk as our Miss Vernon Hills. I think you might have to hold it.
Well, that wraps up this edition of the Vernon Hills Update. If you have comments or suggestions, please contact Mike Stordo at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@thehills.org. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.